realized I was a jellyfish. Spent the past 70 years simply drifting through life with no heading in particular, blindly stinging everyone I encountered. Can you see it too? The people I tried to embrace, I only ended up hurting. Everywhere I went, I left nothing but ruin. So that's it. That's what I am. A jellyfish floating across the sea. I don't even remember why I once became a police detective. Look over there at that family weeping for their lost child. Have I ever done anything to wipe away their tears? A police station is a crucible of pain and grief. So why did I choose to enter that institution? Why did I think I could somehow offer people solace and hope? Maybe I was simply being selfish. Maybe I became a detective just so I could belong somewhere. Sighs. I should stop now. I should stop wandering with nothing but regret on my lips. That's it then, the first good thing I'll ever have done for anyone. Everyone, I'm sorry for everything. I... ... More dots... ... Madam. Who are you? Miss Jeon-gyung. Who are you? That's my line. Seo-won's ghost. Remember that little girl? Choi Seo-won. God, my Korean's terrible. Seo-won? The girl who went missing? That's right, ma'am. Do you know what happened to that girl you brought back? Thanks to you, her family found peace. Do their lives look ruined to you? You brought back, I'm guessing this is the detective? The doctor says my mind is like an old library without an index. I'm sorry, but I have no idea who you are. I see you're in uniform, so you couldn't be someone's ghost. From the way you bring up my forgotten failure, I can only assume you're here to deliver judgment. The adjudicator. Ma'am, I'm not here to judge you. I only want to tell you about the life you lived. Your Honor, you already know what happened. I never brought So-won home. Must be the detective then. The case ended the way her father Choi Dong-gyeon wanted. She disappeared forever. Completely out of her mother's reach. Leave the case unsolved? We can't do that, sir. So this is the police talking to the missing girl's father. You mean you've already filed a missing persons case? So once officially registered as a missing person then please, that's good enough. Good enough? Detective, I'm begging you. Please don't look for my daughter anymore. What? Okay, alright. Stop asking where she is. Keep her completely out of her mother's reach. Let her just live life somewhere. Just say that she went out to the playground like she always did and vanished. And it's all a perfect crime with no witnesses, no suspects. What? Okay. So please, please leave this case unsolved. I'll do anything, please. I beg of you. So that's how you remember it. This was the last case I took before I resigned from the missing persons team. See how relieved I looked after what Choi Dong-gon said? That man knew. If he wanted to close the case and move on, we needed a good excuse. That my refusal was only customary, a front to cover up my cowardice. Ma'am, history is that certainty produced at the point where the imperfections of memory meet the inadequacies of documentation. Oh, that's a mouthful. What do you mean? It means you just don't get it. Alright. Can you remember the beginning and the end of the case? Let me help you weave together the threads connecting the start to the finish. I think So-won's mother called me to report the girl missing. Okay. Yes, I remember now. She said So-won disappeared from the playground. Calm down, ma'am. Who am I speaking to again? Detective Jeon Gyeong, yes? You remember me? You came to check on So-won the other day. I asked you not to ring the doorbell. Please tell me you remember. Detective, I'm scared. Please hurry. He's gone. So-won's gone. She was just at the playground. When did you last see her at the playground? Exactly 3:33 in the afternoon, okay? Detective, she disappeared 3 hours ago. And you're only calling now? We looked everywhere a 7-year-old girl could have gone alone. What do we do now? Why are there underscores in the text? I'm trying not to panic, but the worst is all that comes to mind. Ex-English teacher, you're turning yourself in? Yes, I would like to surrender to police. I am responsible. The little girl went missing from the playground, didn't she? 3 days ago. She was with me. I took her away. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. I did it because I needed the money. I'm sorry. What do you mean it's all your responsibility? Detective, the truth is, she's dead. Oh, great. So-won is dead. He's been dead all this time. That's ominous. Your Honor, that's all I remember about the case. Now I understand why you've come to me here at the final crossroads. Why you want me to remember the beginning and the end. You're the gatekeeper of time and space. Janus? Okay. I had put it completely out of my mind. Was I trying to forget those memories because I felt guilty? The man who took her turned himself in, but I pretended it never happened. And the girl, she was already dead, but I pretended not to know. I'm sorry. Someone like me doesn't deserve peace. Ma'am, it's alright, don't be afraid. I don't care what you want to call me, but you have to know that this isn't the end of the road. You're not bound for hell or purgatory. Now think back. So-won disappeared from the playground, right? Try to recall everything you can about the location. I can see more fragments now. I see them. But they're so faint, like scars faded with age. No, you're doing great. Once you've brought up the fragments, try connecting them together, build a chain of recollections. Even a dried out ravine can be a river again when the waters return. Okay. It's alright. Again, was there anything unusual about So-won's activities today? No, it was all business as usual. Goes to the kindergarten on weekdays, and we go to the playground on weekends as a family. We have 2 playgrounds in the condo complex. Normally we alternate between them. I go along sometimes, but one of them isn't wheelchair accessible, so Hye-jong has to take the kids on her own. Who's that? One of them isn't wheelchair accessible, so the mom's on the wheelchair? Wait. Recently they've only been going to that one playground. Hye-jong said the kids asked to go there today too. If only they'd gone to the other playground. On the way back, they sometimes drop by the stationery store near the complex entrance. This is called Apollo. So one loves getting candy there. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But try to think about it, okay? See if you can remember someone you didn't see at the playground. I heard you were all together there. So on, your mother and you too, Myung Ho. What? See if you can remember someone you didn't usually. I heard you were all together there. So on, your mother, and you too, Myung Ho. A sibling? Yeah, we were all together. Do you see any suspicious individuals when you went to pick up So-won or anything out of the ordinary? It's exactly as my daughter said. I was so sure So-won would be at the playground, but when I got there I didn't see her. So I assumed my daughter took her along. Then my daughter came downstairs and looked at me with her eyes wide, and I thought, oh no. Detective, I think you might be making a mountain out of a molehill. I don't know if my daughter told you, but So-won goes alone to places all the time. My daughter worries easily, but mark my words, the girl always wanders back in time for dinner. Please don't worry about it. I have a stern word with my daughter. Honestly, I can't believe she's gone and called you. Alright, I'm more confused than anything. Think back to the testimonies about the playground. Who do you think those people were? People? Those testimonies were all from one person? One day? Man, life is a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? So-won, your mother, and you too. Mother? No, it was all business as usual. She goes to the kindergarten on weekends. And we go. Your memories are scrambled and misaligned, but each fragment, each moment connects with another. Get the connections closely and you figure out where the pieces belong. Who said these things and in what order? And then what? What does that change? Who knows, maybe if you connect enough pieces, you might discover a key. Key that unlocks the face of the person putting the puzzle back together. So the father is on a wheelchair? It's not wheelchair accessible, so So my daughter, So-won, your mother, and you too, Myung-ho. Dal? So-won's brother, okay. Yeah, we were all together. Can you tell me anything about Soon's life at kindergarten? I've already explained everything to the other officers on the phone, detective. Is she still missing? How could someone take her away in broad daylight in the middle of a condo complex? I heard her mother and brother were with her. They didn't see anything. I don't know if this will help, but, well, you asked me to tell you anything, so I guess I will. Soon is always optimistic and cheerful. It started at Eden last year, and I was surprised that she never shied away from any of us teachers. Any of us teachers, alright. At first, I just took her for a friendly child. And I realized that her brother came to pick her up instead of her mother, but she never asked where her mother was. No, that's not that that's a problem. Not at all. But, well, how should I put this? Suppose I've never seen her cry, or get angry, or even frown. So I always feel like I want to keep a closer eye on her, make sure she's okay. She's going to need a lot of attention and guidance. She's so cheerful and bright, but in a strangely fragile way. Does that make sense? Shied away from any of us teachers. Do you happen to see this boy when you went to the playgrounds to find Soon? You know that playground near the stationery store, right? Saw that boy a few days ago. He went from the playground straight to the store. I remember wondering why Soon was sticking so close to that boy. Why do you ask, detective? Does the boy have something to do with the case? I need a key to unlock this conversation. What do you say? Keys are unlocked when I order the fragments correctly. About the kindergarten teacher's testimony. Crying kindergarten. Crying kindergarten, cry, surrender, playground dead. Gone alone, stationery store. Case unsolved. Cry? About the kindergarten teacher's testimony. I'm so grateful to her. I had no idea that she was keeping such a close eye on Soon. It's something Soon always says to me. Mommy is the saddest person in the world. She never says that when her father is around, of course, but I think I understand what she means now. Soon genuinely thinks that way. She couldn't handle it otherwise. That's why she refuses to cry. Because then that makes her the saddest person instead of her mom. Couldn't handle it if she was the saddest person in the world, getting pity from everyone. That's probably how she sees it all. She's still so young. Children who are forced to grow up fast end up with better control of their emotions, and that breaks my heart. Mommy's the saddest person in the world, so that has to be her mom. Probably lower down. I have to open the lock to connect this conversation. Hello ma'am, Senior Inspector Jong Gyeon from the Hwamyong Police Station. You'll be Soon's mother, correct? I'm just here to see Soon, if that's alright. Oh my gosh, you scared me, detective. I was expecting the delivery man. Could you please knock instead of ringing the doorbell next time? My daughter's taking a nap. She dozed off in front of the TV while I was washing the rice. I just tucked her in. Come inside, fast asleep, see? Oh, I suppose you can't really tell under the blanket. She must be tired, the poor thing. So when I were out and about all day yesterday, she slept in this morning too. I swear kids grow up so fast, she's gotten so much taller that barely anything fits anymore. I had to do all her shopping at once. First day of school is only a month away and there's so much to buy. Oh, I hope she wakes up soon so we can eat and get her uniform fitted. I'm sorry, detective, you might have to wait a while before she wakes up. So, what brings you here? Okay. I think this should be here. This is definitely the mom. Okay. The other day I told you not to ring the doorbell. Okay. Andy. Could you tell me now what happened when you last saw Soan? We always used to buy Soan candy from the stationery store on the way home, but we didn't buy her candy recently because Auntie doesn't come out with us anymore. I told Soan to stay where she was and went to the stationery store. I ran right over. The stationery store is just up the steps over the fence. It's real quick, I swear. I was only there for a bit and I ran back, but she wasn't there. I called her name like Soan, but she didn't come. Only Auntie did. I started crying and Auntie said I shouldn't tell anyone she wasn't with us. She told me not to say anything at all. Just like that monkey we saw at the temple. Wow, you are scum. Okay. Auntie. Aunt. Oh, this is definitely the brother. Shopkeeper is lying. So on your mother and you too, Myung-ho. We received testimony that So-won is a regular at your stationery store. Did anyone from her family drop in today or So-won herself on her own? Today? No, not So-won, not her brother either. May I ask what the police want with them? They're not the first to come looking for her. Today. Is this about Myung-ho's mother? The thing is, Myung-ho's only been coming with So-won these days. He used to come with his mother all the time when he was younger, but I haven't seen her in a while. She doing alright? Claims to be the culprit behind the disappearance. Sohon's father has surrendered himself to us? No, detective, you can't. Don't believe a word of what he says. I'll be at the station immediately. Everything he says is a lie. It was me. I made him do it. It's all my fault. I'll be right there, detective. Don't you listen to anything he tells you. It's all my responsibility. Okay, alright. It's just fucking hell. fucking looted. Prove the shopkeeper is lying. You lying bitch. Lies. We received testimony that directly contradicts your claim. Ah, you're back, which means you're still searching, I take it. To think of anyone suspicious I might have seen in the area, but nothing. But the truth is, well, yes, Myung-ho was here. Sorry for lying to you. I didn't think it was important. Well, you see, I didn't want you to think badly of Myung-ho. He's a good boy at heart. I'm very sorry, I truly am. Should have told you up front. What time did he come to the store again? A little after 3:30, I believe. When nothing was out of the ordinary, he looked like he was in a rush, and then I asked. And when I asked, he only said he had to go back quick. He went straight to the usual candy shelf and picked out a bag, so I assumed it was so on. It's a favorite brand, you know, the pink candy that's so big your cheek puffs up like a squirrel. I told you before, Myung-ho is very mature for his years. But that day, I saw him squatting in front of the greeting card shelf for a long time, with the candy still in hand. Eventually, he came up to the counter and paid for the candy, but he wouldn't look me in the eye. I thought it was strange, so I went over to check the shelf, and well, all the cards was gone. I was disappointed in the boy, of course. I made up my mind to give him a stern talking to. But at the same time, well, I felt sorry for him. I can only imagine what went through his mind when he was squatting there in front of that shelf. Please don't lie to me, Myung-ho. Didn't you say the auntie was telling the truth? Was your son still there? I was under the impression that both children were at the playground. Myung-ho said he was with So-won the whole time, but that he had no idea where she'd gone. So I scolded him, "You're not making any sense." I was so desperate that I was too harsh with him. Even though it's my fault So-won's disappeared. Failed them both. Please don't ask Myung-ho for information. He won't tell you anything. Tell you anything, Man, I'm so confused. Has someone ever wandered off alone before? Is that really possible? Detective, I think it might be my fault she's gone. I was in the hospital for a long time after I had So-won. I couldn't care for her because I was bedridden. But since we both spent so much time looking up at the hospital ceiling, I thought I might be able to understand her better. Now though, I'm not so sure. You think she resents me? Is that why she won't call me Mom? Is that why she's always so hard to find? I have to scour all the playgrounds to find her. Is that why she won't call me Mom? She does call you Mom. Okay, some fuck shit's up. Please don't lie to me, Myung-ho. Didn't you see that auntie was telling the truth? Auntie told me that lying's not about what's good but what's necessary. She said lying wasn't always a bad thing, it's the bad lies that are really bad. Mom said she'll watch over me from heaven. She said she'll watch over us even after she died. But that was a lie, right? There's no such thing as heaven. But someone doesn't know that. She's so stupid. Mom was lying. But does that mean that Mom was a bad person? Okay, right. My confusion levels are spiking. You contacted someone's father. I keep calling him, but he won't pick up. It's not out of the ordinary. We only meet for her birthdays. But this is an emergency. His own daughter is missing. Detective, I was texting her on that day you came from the police station. So one's always such a quiet girl, but she was chattering about how much happier she'll be if her father was here too. So I asked him if he'd come by and say hello. But he's heartless, that man. Caregivers of employment. There we go. Makes sense now. This lady's probably their caregiver. And not actually their mother. Their mother's dead. Thank you for telling me, Myung-ho. I heard you're in 5th grade at elementary school. With your height, I bet the girls won't leave you alone. You're very tall for your age. It's because you take after your mum. I take after her? Am I really like her? Seem to know someone's family well. Myung-ho's family well. I've seen them since the children were little. Must have been, say, 3 or 4 years now. When they first moved in, I was sure Myung-ho was close to finishing elementary school. He's tall for his age, and he's very quiet, that one. His mother was picking out supplies for younger kids, so I showed her to the shelves older children might like. She laughed and said he gets that a lot. Myung-ho is mature beyond his years, and I don't mean his looks. It's normal for kids his age to only think of themselves, but he's always hanging back and letting his sister spend all his pocket money. Who the fuck are you? Shelf? Teacher? I see your mother has contacted you. It's exactly as you heard. Will you be coming to the police station together? That man was never one for prayer. No matter how deep you dug, he said, Spade will never know the smell of the earth. He refused to pray even once as our baby lay sick in the hospital. That's what he doesn't understand. That prayer is the reason we've been so blessed. All he ever did was get angry that he couldn't change anything with his own abilities. You said he turned himself in? If he really did take her, maybe it was because he couldn't afford child support payments. He's been complaining since last summer about how he was having a hard time keeping up with the payment schedule. I told him that this was a critical time in So-won's life, that he had to get his act together. We may be divorced, but he's still her father. Even now, I suppose he's trying to change things himself without even trying to pray. Yeah, I'm not one for prayer. Choi Gui-ja, So-won's grandmother. He may be divorced, but he's still probably the mother. This is also definitely the mother. This should be the grandma. That was the photo that was shown. Okay. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Where's So-won now? She's with her family. I made sure she had something to eat for dinner before I dropped her off. Once I brought her to the playground where I first found her, she knew exactly how to get home. I rang the doorbell and stood at the entrance waiting for her parents. It was only a few seconds, but in that short time, I wondered again if I should just leave the girl there and run. Detective, I was being stupid. I was stupid to kidnap her, and I'm still being foolish now, having the nerve to feel guilty about it all. The girl's father. He pulled the girl tight into his arms and wept. I knelt in front of him to apologize. But he bowed so low I thought he'd fall, and he thanked me. He thanked me for bringing her home safe. What I did was indefensible. I will accept my punishment. I know that I won't make up for the suffering I caused their family, but I will live out the rest of my life in sincere contrition. Do you really think Mr. Kim Gan-seok is the culprit? Is So-won alright? She's alive. What? See, now you remember, someone turned himself in. But you're still suspicious of So-won's mother. Are you misremembering something? No, that's not it. My memories are hazy and out of order, but those were the exact conversations. So-won's father clearly said, keep her completely out of her mother's reach. That's why he wanted to keep the case unsolved. And there was more testimony. Alright then, let's start by looking for reasons to suspect So-won's mother. Your doubts about her will unveil more of your clouded memories. Because it's absolutely true that So-won's mother is the reason the girl went missing. Is Soan alright? She says she had a great time at Auntie's house. And that when she said she missed me, she was brought straight back home. Sorry I didn't contact you sooner. I knew you were out there searching, but I was too caught up in the moment. I didn't ask any questions. All I knew was that my daughter was gone for 3 days, but now she was back. And I know this sounds strange, but all I could say was thank you, over and over again. I could bow 100 times over, and it wouldn't be enough. So one's back, completely unharmed, and that's good enough for me. Detective, Soan is... well, she's been hurt in the past. And I can only blame myself for adding yet another wound to a young heart. Tell me, did that man surrender to the police? She's okay? Stay on the line, I'm on my way. Could you tell me what happened? I got a call from my mother. Someone's grandmother, she said. I'm at the store outside the condo complex and security called saying the fire alarm was going off in the house. The security guard went over to my mother's house to check, but he couldn't open the door, so she asked me to go and open it for her. I chilled her out. She knew I couldn't bring Someone somewhere so dangerous. I told her to go herself, but she was so stubborn. Mom said she could get to the playground and pick up Someone faster than she could get home, so I should rush over to her house and make sure everything was fine at her place, that she would be there soon. She said that made the most sense. She was going to wait for me with Someone outside the building. Went to Mom's house and the security guard was there. I opened the door for him and the place was filled with smoke. I don't know what she was cooking on the stove, but the pot was burnt black. The guard turned off the stove and opened the windows. But all I could think of was Soan, how glad I was that I didn't bring her to such a dangerous place and that the fire didn't get any worse. I ran back into the elevator. It was only a few minutes, I swear. For Mum waiting for me outside the building just as she promised. But when I asked her where Soan was, she said, I thought you took her with you. Detective, are you here yet? This is an unknown individual. Does Someone have any favorite places near the playground? Somewhere she might have wandered off onto on her own. Wandered off? She didn't stroll away somewhere. She's been kidnapped. He's on a wheelchair. All possibilities are on the table, as if. Get off your chairs and do something. We're running out of time here. Mobilize the force, get those cruisers on the streets, anything. TikTok detective, who knows what they're doing to her. And you're sitting here asking where she's gone on her own? Damn it. Sorry detective, I know you're doing everything you can. Okay, so the father is on a wheelchair. When did Soan's mother leave you? We've been divorced for about 5 or 6 years. A monster and I, abandoning my wife when she needed me most. At the time I thought it was all for the best, that we reached our limit, that we only hurt each other if we kept on living like this. That's what I told myself. When our eyes met, I would face the emptiness inside, and it was excruciating because I knew that void could never be filled. If only we could have cried it out together and kept each other going. But we struggled to help each other, we were making no progress at all. And one day we realized that it hurt more to deal with our pain together than alone. So we chose to go our separate ways. That was our decision. To run from our wounds instead of confronting them. To let the blade drop on the guillotine. father. Alright, explain to me how you took so on. I was a junior high school English teacher all my career, ever since I finished teachers college and military service. But after the divorce, I quit my job at the school and started tutoring and doing cram school gigs. And while my income isn't particularly stable, I needed the money. Sorry. I went to the playground intending to kidnap any child who seemed to be alone. I was there for more than 30 minutes and I saw a little girl playing by herself for a long time, so I lied to her. But once I brought her with me, I got scared. I didn't know how I would even ask her parents for a ransom. That's how it was. I was afraid and decided to stop. Nothing more. Okay, I'm sensing some deep bullshit. City Hall, you said. That's right, Chief. How are you? I'm from the Hua City Hall Administrative Office. It's that time of year. 4 kids slated to start school this year in your district didn't show up to pre-entrance day. I was calling for your cooperation. I spoke with all their families over the phone. They all said they were on vacations overseas or busy with other things. That sort of thing. I mean, elementary school classes haven't even started yet, so I'm going to report that everything looks fine, but we do have to make sure the paperwork is all there. We're working on the police assistance request forms right now. They'll say that local police stations dispatch personnel to all the absentees households for welfare checkups at the school board's request. Imagine that, Chief. It's like a free bonus, and our compensation for external personnel requisition is pretty solid if you ask me. Once you get the forms, send us your personnel roster with their direct deposit information attached. We'll take care of things on this end. Alright, there's a new character. Silence. Promise. It's okay if you don't want to talk, Myung-ho. I don't mind waiting. But Myung-ho, you promise me that once you're ready, you'll talk to me? Oh, okay. School, hospital. School. Received a notice from the school board, correct? It says in our files that she didn't attend pre-entrance day. I'm just here to check in and make sure everything's alright. The world's a dangerous place these days. I'm told City Hall personnel have spoken with Someone's grandmother already, but I just wanted to be sure is Someone alright. Of course she is, detective. You must have your hands full checking out on every absence in the district. You see, once she wakes up, Someone's healthy as a horse now, she'll have no trouble going to school. All that time in the hospital was tough on her, but she's grown up so strong. I'm proud of her. So one's been no end of trouble since I was pregnant with her. I think she takes after her father. She was born premature. Doctors scared us every time we went in for a checkup about how one thing could go wrong and then something else and on and on. I don't remember how many waivers and consent forms I had to sign, but I always knew she'd be alright. How those little hands were going to get bigger and stronger one day. No need to worry, I'm taking very good care of her. Someone's father and I are no longer together, but my mother and I are doing our best to give her everything she needs. And I'll make sure she comes out to the first day of school. Thank you for checking in. Ah, I think the rice is ready. Would you like to join us for food, detective? Ooh, Starlink! Holy shit! There's special meaning to her name. Someone was born at 23 weeks. She weighed less than 700 grams. Mother had just come out of the C-section and was about to be transferred to the ICU with the baby, but the nurse called for me. It was only for a few seconds, but she let me see Soan. Soan reminded me of Thumbelina, a fragile, precious little princess nestled in a bright red flower. She was so light I could barely feel her in my arms. I was scared she might float away if I so much as breathed in her direction. The nurse told me to have a look, but I didn't know how. I could barely see through my tears. I couldn't even get a proper look at my precious baby girl. And then the first thing I did after that confusing meeting, I registered her birth. I sprinted. Okay, that can't be right. I sprinted straight from this hospital to the City Hall registration desk. I didn't stop to catch my breath. Then I wrote down her name, So Won. That's So for rhinoceros and Won for origin. It's an unusual name, I know. At the time, I was thinking of the old saying about marching forward like the lone horn of the rhino. I thought of that strength. I put all my weight into each stroke of the pen, every last one, hoping that the fragile piece of paper might help her somehow. That it might help root her to life, like a powerful anchor that kept her moored to us. Okay. Shit. Fuck. see. Excuse me. Paul name playground. Do you really think Mr. Kim Gan-sok is the culprit? I don't know. You really suspect him, detective? Even if he were in financial trouble, I don't think he would stoop that low. Instead, he... Detective, I'm not trying to defend Gan-sok. I'm only telling you what I saw. There was a woman skulking around that playground, always hanging back. I thought she was suspicious because I kept running into her when I went around looking for someone. She was in her 30s or early 40s, a little on the tall side, maybe around 10 centimeters taller than me. Always looking at the playground from afar, always behind the wall, behind the flower bed. You wouldn't see her unless you were really looking. But she could probably keep an eye on the kids at the playground if she really craned her neck. I saw her there, standing on her toes, trying to look over the wall. By the way, detective, what was the name of that girl Gan-sok confessed to taking? This was my conversation with someone's mother, right? I don't think so, probably. I don't understand. She acts as if she knows the man who turned himself in, and asks about her kidnapped daughter as if she's a stranger. It's frightening. Was she having a disassociative episode? Ma'am, do you remember the things that made you stand on your toes? What does that have to do with anything? In my case, I only really stood on my toes for one reason. Action. Keep my eyes on something or someone that I really cared about. Ma'am, you were on the force for nearly 30 years. This is the only case you left unsolved. Remember how you closed that file and placed it on the cabinet? Were you standing on your toes? I'm so confused. Kim Gan-sok. We know you weren't at the playground. Ye-jong. Yeah, because she was at her mom's place. Is it not? Ye-jong is definitely their aunt. Wait, what? There's no fucking shot. What if I told you that there's no need for lying now? What if your lie is the bad kind, the kind that's only going to hurt auntie and so on? Why is not saying anything a lie? If I tell you, if I say what really happened, then auntie sounds like the bad guy, but she's a good person. It's my fault, not auntie's. It's all my fault. What? What the fuck is going on? aren't siblings, aren't they? Stop fucking shot. What Myung-ho carries around? Promise, school, hospital, time. I found the frag. What Myung-ho carries around? It's a card, isn't it? I found the frag? It's umbrella, wasn't it? Hang on. I know. Promise, school, hospital, time. The umbrella, you mean? That's right. Whether he's going to school or some outing, he's always got an umbrella in hand. It's been that way since my wife passed. There was something she always told the kids when she was in the hospital. She promised that she'll go ahead to heaven and watch over them from above. Myung-ho didn't say anything. All he did was sit in the distance and sigh, as I recall. I think he wanted to tell her that there was no such thing as heaven, that if she wanted to watch over him, she should do it from earth. It wasn't long before she passed. I only noticed after some time that Myung-ho always took an umbrella with him when he left the house. And then I remembered the exact promise his mother made. I mean it, Myung-ho. How about this then? Since I won't be able to pick you up from school on rainy days, I'll ask God to stop the rain if you ever forget your umbrella. Okay. Right. Myung-ho and So-won definitely have different mothers. Oh god. exactly well staffed, so I'm the one doing most of the phone duties. Jong, on the afternoon of the 3rd, employees complain if you check in too often, so we don't usually do that, and there's not much to call about in the afternoon. Wait a second. I see. I did call, but it wasn't for anything special. There's going to be, what was it now? A Best Caregiver Award ceremony in a few days. So we asked if she could make it like, we have more than 100 caregivers working with us, but no one wanted to show. I think that was the gist of the call. I kind of regretted calling her. I mean, she's not the type to do that kind of company spirit event. You've talked to her, right? Can't even have a nice long chat. You're always cutting calls short. Something of being too busy with the kids. Has she even come into the office recently? So what's this all about? I mean, as long as she's doing her job, right? But a police visit? Really? She's not exactly a slacker. What's going on here? Durihana employee. So won't disappear. Okay. 2012. Am I stupid? I'm stupid. I've already found the fragments containing the clues. What is the date that she disappeared? Is that not it? Received testimony that you spoke on the phone with a City Hall employee and told them someone couldn't attend pre-entrance day for personal reasons. You live with your daughter. The pre-entrance day, what was it my daughter said now? Slight cold, I think. Yes, I remember now. I knew it was pre-entrance day, so I asked my daughter later how it went. I don't live with her, of course, but I'm in the area and dropping from time to time. It's just, I don't want to leave her alone for too long, spending all her time wallowing in misery. I do remember that I was visiting a few days ago when that City Hall employee called. He asked me the same thing you did, detective. So I think I said that she was doing well and that I was taking perfect care of my granddaughter. Detective, this is ridiculous. Just one missed pre-entrance day at school. What are you interrogating me for? earliest year, month, day. Should be ahead. Got a key. Birthday, name. Pre-entrance day absentee list, number of absentees 4, list of absentees, name. We know you weren't at the playground. This isn't the right person. There's another individual here. No, this is definitely the storekeep. Knew it. Time, phone call. My phone calls history. I never leave the children alone when we're out together. But then I got a phone call. Don't usually get calls in the afternoon. I think I panicked. The first thing that came to mind was that I had to pick up somewhere quiet so I could hear. So I ducked into the condo hallway. The call history is 5 minutes long, but she disappeared in less than that. I know because I looked up partway through the conversation. She was already gone. That's not it? What? It's insane. Death, police, time. How does Myung-ho feel? Must have been a big change for him. The station searched the park in the neighborhood, right? Detective, the one with the pond. The weeping willow trees by the water. They're lonely to look at. I took a stroll there last year with Myung-ho and Hye-jong, and the trees reminded me of Myung-ho. It looks like he's at the mercy of the world sometimes, but the truth is, he's the most unyielding boy you meet. For children and adults too, I suppose. But death in the family is apparently like experiencing your universe collapse. Rebuilding from those ruins was a time-consuming journey, but I think Myung-ho's managed quite well in his own right. I don't know if you know this, but there's something he always carries around, never leaves home without it. Oh my fucking god. I lose my mind. It's not Hye-jong. Divorce phone call. When was the last time you saw So-won's father? Do you call him often? What's that man got to do with So-won going missing? Cut off all contact years ago. The nerve of him walking out after what happened to the girl. Detective, what I mean is, So-won was always sickly, but that man divorced my daughter, leaving her to care for the poor baby alone. But well, he's not the sort of man who'll take her away from under her mother's nose. Please, it's nothing serious, detective, really. Okay, Grandma. It's not your fault, Myung-ho. Nobody in your family is responsible for this. And blank. Wow. Why didn't you report any of this to the authorities? Open it up. Lie. Playground. But I told Auntie not to come to the playground. I told her to stay away. I said I could take so long without her. It is my fault. I'm the one who made Auntie go away. It's just, if we're all at the playground together, we look like a family. And Mom would see So-won call Auntie Mom. And Mom would see So-won call Auntie Mom. I know Mom's not really watching us from heaven. I know she was lying, but I didn't want her to be sad. not Auntie's fault. I'm the one who told her not to come with us. Your fault. I told Auntie not to come to the playground. I told her to stay away. Mum would see someone called Auntie Mum. I know Mum's not really watching us from heaven. I know she was lying. Is it one full thing? Okay. Okay, someone's brother. I'm missing something. Not understanding something. Huh? She's the lady over the wall? We know you weren't at the playground. I understand you didn't want to cause Myung-ho any more guilt, but you should have known better. How did you know? I told him he didn't need to say anything. What the fuck is that ring? He knows. Doesn't have to tell you. It wasn't his fault someone is missing. It wasn't your fault, Myung-ho. I should have been watching you even if you didn't want me close by. That's what I told him. I made sure he knew that I was the one who lost Soo-won, not him. How does this fucking numeral system work? This was post. For February. Fourth of February. Oops. No? Clearly I'm doing something wrong. It's not. No, it was way before. 3 days ago. 0202. Did I get that already? Blank. Why didn't you report this to any of the authorities? She was with us exactly 108 days. That's the time someone lived and breathed with us. If only I could have held her at least once, kissed those tiny cheeks. Or at least if only I'd been able to hear her cry, then maybe I would have been able to accept it. Someone's mother still had milk for a baby who was gone. The crib was still so warm, it never seemed to get colder. So how could I possibly file a report? Looking back, it was her name. Her name was the problem. My fault for coming up with that name. I can't tell you how much I regret it. Instead of giving her strength, that name marched her forward alone like the rhino's horn, straight past us, like a gust of wind. It slipped through our fingers, attached to nothing in the world at all. Why did you? 108 days. Days someone died. 108 days. And it's correct. So Kim Gun-sok is the father of So-won. Exactly 108 days. How many months is that? Um, 108 days before 5th Feb 2012. 20th October. It should be a 1. January. Am I stupid? Thursday, 20th October. Am I doing something wrong? Let's put the year first. No? She would never contact her father. Stupid. Doesn't make sense. Fucking mind. total time. How do I punch in those numbers? No case. Remain unsolved. Date. Entry. Than 700 grams. No inspector. Brings you here. Of course she is. What fragments am I left with? One more fragment in between. Exactly as you heard. See, your mother has contacted you. Stationery store, Candy Hurt. This isn't your fault as much as it isn't Myung-ho's fault. Ah, I almost forgot to congratulate you. Happy birthday, Miss Shin. Fuck are you? Today's your birthday, correct? I know this may not be the best time, but I think you should know. I paid a visit to the stationery store Myung-ho goes to for So-won's candy. I spotted this. Apparently Myung-ho picked up So-won's usual candy and a birthday card. The owner said it took a long time trying to decide which to get. I wonder why he'd get a birthday card of all things, but now I understand. Thank you. I always thought Myung-ho hated me. I wasn't trying to take his mother's place, but I assumed that's what he thought. How could I be so stupid? I should have known better, knowing how badly he'd been hurt. Detective? What happens to So-won's mother now? Okay, hang on a moment. someone disappeared. When did you last see her at the playground? There we go. Death, birthday. Certificate of Familial Relations. Choi Dong-yeon, DOB. Male, spouse, Seo Won-young. Deceased, okay. Married March 5th, 2000. Death, September 1st, 2009. Child, Choi Myung-ho. Male. Child, Choi Seo-won. Female. Birth August 1st, 2004. Days after August 1st, 2004. It's Wednesday, 17th November. So it should be 11, 17. No? Okay. Someone's mother's birthday. Date of birth December 25th, 12:25. Caregiver, death, hospital. She's dead. How old was Sohwan when Miss Shin Hae-jung first came to take care of her? I first met Hae-jung when Sohwan was 4. That was a few years ago. When my wife died of illness, I was despondent, didn't know how to raise the kids. But Hae-jung was there to support us. They're called caregivers instead of nannies these days, aren't they? Hae-jung is my children's caregiver. She's been coming in to look after the kids ever since my wife was hospitalized. We befriended them instantly. I don't know how we could have coped without her. So one even calls her mom and treats her like one too. Could never thank her enough, but now I'm starting to think I rely on Hae-jung too much. I mean, she's not exactly family, is she? Okay. I mean, this one's pretty obvious. Still one more party, there we go. Caregiver Certificate of Employment, Shin Hae-jung. Client, Choi Dong-yeon. Hereby certify that the above caregiver has been assigned to the above client since July 1st, 2009. Certificate issued February 4th, 2012 to Rihanna Support Center. February 6, 0206. Silence is a heavy burden for a 5th grader, but Myung-ho refused to give in. So I investigated everyone I could. Residents, passerbys, local businesses, everyone. There's a little indent in the wall behind the flower beds. You can see the playground from there, but not the other way around, at least for the children playing there. That's where you were hiding, wasn't it? To watch over them from afar. When I went to the playground, I would hear the other mothers gossip about me and the children. Myung-ho would have heard it too. Understand why people would get the wrong idea. So one calls me Mummy. So it didn't hurt if Myung-ho hated me. I couldn't imagine how he felt whenever his sister called me that. A few weeks ago, Myung-ho told me to stay away from him, so I just wandered around for what seemed like forever and found the spot. Myung-ho, I know he must hate the fact that I exist, but I mean not him being his mother, but still, I promised Won-young that I would take care of both of them. And now look what's happened. I only looked away for a second. I only took a second to rest because I've been standing on my toes the whole time. The day someone died. Fuck. I still don't get it. Holding me back. The day someone died. Date of birth, August 1st. April 0403. That's a no. Okay. Date of birth 0403. If I add 108 days. Of July 0720. There we go. Why did you turn yourself in? Mr. Mr. Kim Gun-sok, even the victim's family hasn't reported you. This isn't just about taking the fall for Miss Song Min-young, is it? I heard she reported So-won missing. When Min-young's mother told me, I was worried for Min-young, but at the same time I was a little glad. After we got divorced, she was in therapy for a long time. We should have gotten help back when she began to think So-won was alive but missing. No, as soon as So-won passed away. Min-young was finally discharged from the hospital on So-won's birthday. We went to visit her grave together, and as she ran her hand over the grave, her eyes were empty. There was no hope. Min-young is still chained to that day, circling round and round that moment forever. I started to think that she'd given up completely. She was utterly spent. There was no drive left in her eyes. I began to doubt she would ever recover. I think that's why I was relieved to hear that she set out to find So-won. Because now at least she had something to live for, something that would sustain her and keep her alive. Maybe she knew that too deep down. Maybe that was why she reported So-won missing. Maybe she thought So-won was better missing and alive than dead. That the missing person's report would anchor her to this world, just like I hoped with her birth certificate. She was grasping for a lifeline, just like me. I know this sounds ridiculous, but this is the whole reason I'm here, detective. I want to make a request. Could you please mark this missing person's case as unresolved, please? Let So-won live. Let her live forever somewhere far, far away. Fuck. Oh okay, right. So this is obviously him. Still doesn't make sense. So-won's mother was discharged. On So-won's birthday. 3rd of April 0304. So-won was taken because she was mistaken for Miss Song Min-young's late daughter? I asked Min-young what happened. She said she heard someone call So-won's name and finally found her after going from one playground to the next. It was a boy, probably the girl's brother. He was telling her to wait right here, So-won. She didn't tell me anything else, but I can guess what happened. There's 2 So-wons. One's dead and the other one's still alive. Min-young must have gone and brought her back, like a mother picking up a child who gone out to play. The girl was so sweet too, calling my daughter auntie. Fuck. I'm sorry, detective, I really am. I should have called right away, but then I couldn't bear to do it, not until you paid that visit. After you dropped by, I was terrified. My hands were shaking and I found myself dialing a number, calling someone's father. I told him that Min-young seemed to have brought home a stranger's child and pleaded with him to get the girl back to her parents. I would cause a diversion, I said, so he could get the girl away from Min-young. I know she may not be well, but I didn't want my daughter to end up a kidnapper. I was being shameless, I know. I knew exactly what I was doing, detective, but until someone's father turned himself in, even though he's done nothing wrong, I thought we could act as if nothing at all had happened, sweep it all under the rug. Knowing full well that So-won's father is just as precious a child to his parents as Min Young is to me. Oh boy. She's gotten real. But you're not being contrite, you're lying to me. Who was around when someone was taken? What was she wearing? In which direction do you take her? You couldn't answer any of these questions, Mr. Kim Gun-so. This confession that you're the kidnapper could take away Miss Song Min Young's chance to repent and seek forgiveness for herself. You can't wait for her to recover before setting things right. You know she'll be wrecked by guilt. Could you live with that on your shoulders? Your ex-mother-in-law is in the next room. She's told us everything. Consider how she might feel having just reported her own daughter to protect you. You've been financially supporting your ex-wife's therapy all these years under the pretext of child support. This won't be much different. Just take a step back and support her from afar. She has a long battle ahead of her being treated in custody. Detective, where did it all go wrong? Did I mess up from the beginning? So-won's name? I should have never given her that name. Fuck, did I just click? Uh-huh. Playground school. When did Miss Song Min-young set out to find So-won? It must have been when she got the notice saying So-won was due to start elementary school. It pushed her completely over the edge. I got the notice from City Hall last December. I checked most of Min-young's mail before she does, detective. You have no idea what might set her off. But this notice about So-won starting school, my heart nearly stopped. I had no idea that they never reported her death. There it was on the document, So-won's name printed clear. I couldn't imagine how it would make Min-young feel. No, I'm sorry, detective. I'm not the victim here. I don't deserve to wallow in pity like this. I can only apologize. At the time I balked, I was frozen, and Min-young saw me and read the notice. She looked so happy, she smiled so brightly. I hadn't seen her so delighted in, well, it must have been years. The pre-entrance day was at the end of December, and Min-young insisted we had to go out and get So-won's uniform fitted. She was fussing about getting all her shorts and picking up school supplies, and wondering why So-won was taking so long to come home. That's when it started, I think. She went around all the local playgrounds looking for So-won. Now do you understand? Fuck. Great work, ma'am. I don't feel good. Now you remember everything. Do you understand why So-won's case was never solved after all this time? Thank you for telling me that she came home safely. That I didn't doom a little girl to her death. Thank you, truly. I remember how surprised I was when I first saw this case. Everyone involved was lying for one reason or another, whether it was to protect a loved one or to keep a promise to someone important. And what about you, Your Honor? Are you keeping a secret for someone just like them? Actually, yes. For your sake. Who the hell are you? A secret I've been keeping for your sake. It's been 12 years now, 12 years since the case. And since I retired from the missing persons team, 12 long years. It's me. I was busy for the first 5 years. A loyal friend asked me to take on a paralegal job. It was hard work getting used to a new position at that age. But I suppose that will only be an excuse. The truth is, I thought I resolved things well enough, a decent end for everyone involved. What do you mean? I put the case out of my mind for so long, but you were still chained helplessly to that lie I told. Lie? Each painful day of your life stretched out into years. I'm sorry I'm so late, Miss Song Min-young. I don't understand. Are you trying to deceive me? Your ex-husband couldn't make it today, but I'm Jong-gyung. We because he said a rarely outside the Human Rights Commission. I'm the one who retired from the force. I'm the one who was wrecked with guilt. You lived out your sentence years ago. The one who tried to die, Miss Song Min Yong. What the fuck? Miss Song Min Yong. Each time we revisited these memories, you became someone else. At times, you became someone searching for her mother. Today, you became a detective despairing at her failure to find the little girl. I'm Song Min Yong? We've been having this conversation again and again for months now. Just like you said, those conversations you remember were real. The only difference is that I was the one who heard those exchanges, not you. The memories we unearthed today are a mix of your personal experiences and your memories of everything I told you. And you piece together those fragments, determining who said what and where. But you haven't quite found out who was doing the listening. It's time to put the final puzzle piece in its place. Complete the mirror that will show who you really are. Min Yong, let's get you out of this place. Let me get you to a doctor, somewhere you can get proper treatment. I can help you. Miss Song Min Yong. But if you're really me, if you're really Jong Gyong, why? Why go so far when you're not even on the force anymore? That's the same question I once asked So-won. Let me give you the same answer she gave me. So-won's case is still marked as open and no case should remain unsolved. Title drop! Woohoo! Wow. Oh, thank you for the wonderful game. Yeah, I feel you. No case should remain unsolved. Wow. Just wow. Okay, so apparently I missed out one ending, so that other button I could have pressed. Yeah, okay, I might go back and get that later. But not now. Well, that was a ride. I like that. You could see the pieces fall together. So that was fun. Okay, bye bye.